So what type of expression the students make? Hi, today my teacher comes. So that type of feeling you have to create in your inclusive classroom. Otherwise they will tell, oh, that scoundrel came like that. That type of impression they will create. So that's why what type of emoji, what type of impression they have to create? Hi, my teacher comes. So definitely he will empowered. Then, so this is student centric or pedocentric or the personal centered planning. So what you have to prepare? Individualized education plan. Individualized education plan should be needed. For example, one blind student is there, you have to prepare individualized education plan for that particular child. Then a person with dyslexia, again you have to prepare another individualized plan. So similarly, 10 types of learners are there, 10 types of diverse learners, 10 types of individualized education plan you have to prepare. So you, besides lesson plan, these you have to prepare. So what is the duty of the teacher? Before, tomorrow you have a lecture, every day you have a lecture is there. So every previous day you have to prepare different types of individualized instruction plan or education plan for variety of learners. So that is the sincerity of the teacher. So that's why in other countries, when the school start in Japan, so I went there last week for a talk. So how the schools 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. What about here in India? Your class is 9:30 to 4. In China, the class starts from 9 to 9. Universities. Okay. In Japan also 8 to 8. Here also they are starting 12 hours, I think. Government is discussing about 12 hours. So class starts from 8 to 8 or 7 to 7 like that. Maybe in few years it will come, or at least 10 hours. So that's why the students will be happy. So he or she will tell, hi, my teacher comes. So that type of feeling you have to generate. Then these are some of the key factors you have to always focus on. First one, vision and values based on inclusive ethos. So nowadays everywhere the discipline as well as the values, ethos, so that is always demoralizing, or there is a deterioration of these qualities in kids. So that you have to make. Then another one, can-do attitude from all staff. So what is the attitude of teachers? Everyone can do that. If 40 students, 40 can do that. Okay. So that type of positive motivation, extrinsic motivation you have to give. Can-do attitude. Even what about the teachers? Oh, it's not possible. It's very difficult. So don't do like that. Everything is possible in the inclusive classroom. 40 students are there. 40 are able to do the thing. Next one, a proactive approach to identifying barriers and finding practical solution. Proactive approach is there. What is proactive approach? Proactive, what is that? We can do that. Okay, so everything is possible. Then strong collaborative relationship with peoples and parents. So this is very less, because now the attachment between parents, the students, teachers, even community, that is also very less. So there is a big lacuna or gap is there between parents, peoples and students, even with the teachers. So what type of classroom should be there? Inclusive, collaborative classroom. So for that you have to do some pair work, elbow partner work, collaborative discussions, nature friendly activities. So that will stimulate the spirit of learners. Then meaningful voice for people. So we are saying the vox populi, or even here it is written there, labor omnia vincit. Have you seen that? Work conquers all. Okay. So similarly, what's that? Work is very important. Then positive approach to managing behavior. Different behavioral modification will be happen in classroom. So you should be a positive behavior your positive approach is there. You need patience, okay? Especially in inclusive education classroom, what do you need? Patience is there, no rebuke or scold. Sometimes you may feel to rebuke, but still you have patience. We are saying Shaktana, Bhushanam, Shema. Then another one, strong leadership. Who is a leader? A dealer in hope. So teacher should be a good dealer in hope. So is the teacher, so is the child. So that's why strong leadership by senior management and governors. Effective staff training. So now you are attending a conference on inclusive education. So after the conference you will get some knowledge. What is inclusive education? How can we deal with some students? So that in future you can use that. Building disability into resourcing arrangement. So every school, definitely there is a resource room is needed. So main intention of resource room is keeping some braille script, voice recorder, digital assistive devices which are beneficial for this type of students. Then a sensitive approach to meeting the impairment specific needs of people. We should be very sensitive approach. Then regular critical review and evaluation. Every day or every week we have a good feedback from the students, or we have to evaluate the progress of the student. Now we are focusing on continuous and comprehensive evaluation, but only the name is there. So every day we have to observe the behavior of the students. Then availability of role models and positive images of disability. Even you can show what the Helen Keller have done. So similarly many role models will be there. You can show that. So that will create some sort of positive attitude among students. Then another point. So this is the even PWD Act in 1995. So what they say is promoting positive attitudes to disabled people. Some students, even some teachers, they have different types of attitude towards the disabled kids because they are not listening. Even a blind candidate is there. One girl student is there. From her ear, you know, the white fluid comes. Okay. So the teacher is always allow her to sit backbench alone also because the white fluid comes there. So that is not good tendency. So what we have to do that always we have a what type of attitude? Positive attitude. In one school there is a student from parents with HIV, AIDS. The same teacher had done isolated. Okay. Even the migrant student is there. He is also isolated. Even from our place, one student is there, BA History. She got first rank in BA History. She is a migrant student from Bihar. Her parents are Mason, but still she got first rank in History. She is a migrant student. Maybe you have seen in newspapers. So such, because the teachers are helping. So what we have to do that? Always show a positive attitude towards such type of students. So that will boost their enthusiasm and academic vigor. Then gather examples from national press and media. Show some examples, videos, movies. Even every month we are showing the video of Madame Curie. You know about Madame Curie? She got 2 Nobel Prize. Okay. Actually she worked as a what? Servant, cleaner. Okay. So that will trigger the spirit of the students. Then relate to TV and newspapers, encourage peer support, peer assisted learning or teaching. Help people critics, stereotypes, English. Use social model approach. Examine ethical issues. Especially some talk should be arranged for plagiarism. Ensure hidden curriculum. Hidden curriculum is there because discipline is very important. Discipline as well as the punctuality. Then challenge disabilism. Develop strong self-esteem in disabled people. Because in usually what happens, disabled people, they have self-esteem is very poor. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem means what's that? Ah, ah, They should be always friend. If you are one disabled student is there, any opportunity, for example, for comparing, usually who will compare? A beautiful girl or smart girl. Who will compare? You will give for disabled kid. Okay. So one student, when I taught in school in boys, Ajas, his name is Ajas. So what he bring, always being lighter, then burn the skirt of the girls. Very serious like that. But one day, one annual like school festival is there. He was the orator there. He delivered the speech. Slowly we can change that. Then when we studied about Ajas, their parents are divorced. Then father is in jail also. Okay. So he is from broken family. That's why he is doing all the things. Then many teachers opposed. Why you invite Ajas for the welcome speech like that? But he changed. After 2 years, he was terribly changed. Now he is working in IT Park, Kakanad. Slowly we can change that because of this behavior. So teacher will always scold, and teacher asked me, why you invite such people for welcome speech like that, for festival, okay, Kalolsavam like that. But we can change slowly. So what we have to do that? To infuse strong self-esteem. Everything is possible for all the learners. So they are very happy. Then another one is that these are some of the things which we have to do. First one, manage classroom activities through imposition of authority. So your classroom should be democratic. Don't show that you are the megalomaniac, you are the sole dictator of the class. All are equal. Okay, that is why at the introduction, at the outset, I informed that we are all co-learners. So the students should be inclusive classroom. The disabled students also feel that there is no difference between teachers and students. All are equal. Then second, so don't show that imposition of authority, autocracy that we are saying. Then second one, actively encourage, enable young people to share responsibility for achieving productive, purposeful, harmonious working together. So all are equal. So there should be a we feeling in the classroom. For example, for this conference, all are working together. So what we have to create? A harmonious working environment. So that should be needed in inclusive setting. That is usually not needed. Even in home also, sometimes there is no harmonious relationship between parents. Then how it possible in classroom? So you have to create a positive, warm, harmonious, inclusive setup in the classroom. So students will feel that today I will go, every day I want to go to the classroom. My Jisha teacher will come or my Amina teacher will come. That type of feeling you have to create. Otherwise what happened? Dropout rates are increasing. Even in Mizoram, learning crisis happens because lack of teachers, lack of students. So we have to create a positive inclusivity in classroom. Then respond to individuals on the basis of categories of perceived ability. So don't do like that. You have to give based on the need-based education. Trying to understand the kid. Know the kid. Then right of anybody. Don't information available to understand what is blocking learning. So some students very slow. Some are mediocre. So you have to find out what are the difficulties they are facing for learning. What are the inhibitions they are facing. Work on the basis of passing knowledge from teacher to learner. Even recently in our first year batch, Marilyn Dias D'Souza, one girl is there. Her problem is stammering. Stammering and stuttering is there. So she is not ready to face any audience. Every day, whenever she starts speaking, stammers are there. So she is always withdrawal, not come front. So what we have given, but she is a good writer. She published 8 articles in book, 8 1. She cleared net, got job also, school teacher, permanent job. Slowly she changed. Now she has no stuttering or stammering. Because of withdrawal syndrome is there. What others will think. Okay. So that type of feeling you have to change. So now she finished M.Ed. She is also doing MA education also. MA education from IGNOU. She completed DL.Ed. Slowly we can change that. But we have to give the confidence. Then another one, work on the basis of passing knowledge from teachers to learner. So what type of learning system we are following? Like said by the Brazilian educator, Paul Freire, banking system of education. So we should not follow banking system of education or rote memory. Learning by doing or constructive approach or competency based approach we have to follow. Then another thing is that construct learning. Every time you have to give different types of activities. Okay. So they will learn more. They will forget their disabilities. Then another thing is that encourage diverse grouping and negotiate patterns of grouping, seating with young people. So there is if you are interested to do some project, there is a global network is there. Global network for youngsters with person with disability. GNY PWD. You can check the Google. GNY PWD. So you can do, they will give 1 lakh or 2 lakhs for doing project. Suppose you are interested for doing some project for disabled kids. So you can do that. You will get grant from the government in free time, Saturday or Sunday. You go there and teach some basic skills. Okay. So that is also part of extension work. So if you are interested, you can do similar things with the help of teachers. Then another one, work to develop peer group as community of learners. So now everything is community. So we are living in the age of involution. So lot of knowledge will be there. So what we have to do that we link with the community, share the knowledge. Suppose if you are asking where is the college, if I ask one student where is St. Joseph College, what they will show, that is the college, go straight like that. If I ask in Japan where is the Tokyo University, what they are doing, the person we are asking, he will come with you till the college or university. Come, they don't know the language, English, but still they come and show that this is the college, this is the principal office, this is the best stand, like that. So that is the change of education system. All are traveling in public transport, no vehicle in the campus. Here bikes are there, car are there. Even vice chancellor also, how he comes, bus or train. Okay, he will do everything, serving the water, cleaning, arranging the chairs. So everything is doing by the professor. Okay, so that type of mentality we have to create. All are equal. Then another thing is that, so these are the things you can do that definitely. Then the education system will change. Construct range of attractive opportunities accessible to everybody with space for learner, input to shape experience and outcomes. Then in Sikkim, what we have done, Sikkim, we have a campus bazaar is there. What is campus bazaar? Bazaar, what is that? Market, Monday. So students prepare some cakes, chocolates, vegetables from their home, fruits. So we have just a small bazaar in the campus. It is called the campus bazaar. Then public will come and buy. So all the disabled kids, they will sell the products. Mangoes are there, chocolates are there, amaranthus, leafy vegetables. So public will come and buy the product. Because the disabled education, inclusive education, the grant is very less. So how we find out the money from these type of employment generated activities. So every week you can organize a campus bazaar. Even You can link with self-help group. In Kerala, we have Kudumbasris there. So you connect with the Kudumbasri, then do like that. So the campus become very active. Then the disabled kids, they become very happy also, part of. It is also part of employment generation. Every job is equal. So dignity of labor also through the inclusive education. Then there is no poverty. Why we are doing all the things to attain the sustainable development goals? Zero hunger, quality education. So sustainable development goals which can be achieved only through inclusive education, generating employment. Everywhere, even in Ghana, in Cameroon, so everywhere these type of things are doing. In Ghana, they are doing the soap powder. Ghana ladies are there, students, University of Accra. So they prepare the soap powder, then sell the streets. All are buying like that. So similarly, we can change that. Otherwise, the PWD after degree or school, very difficult for getting the job. So these are some of the employment generated things. But only through education we can change their withdrawal syndrome, make them positive. Then construct range of attractive opportunities. So you have to give maximum opportunities. Then some learners, unresponsive. What is unresponsive? They are passive learners. Passive learners means what's that? Partial listener, because their responses are very less. So you have to find out which are the active and passive listeners. Then another one, young people. You have to interact with young people. Then these are the things you can do. What preparation have you made with the class or group? First one-to-one peer support. So what is one-to-one peer support? You know about Oxford University. Oxford University is the top one according to the global ranking. How the students are learning? They are not using any AI, artificial intelligence or PowerPoint. All teachers are doing one-to-one interaction. When we went there, how the teaching process? One-to-one individual interaction. Even in Tokyo University, I think that robots are there, AI is there. How the teachers are doing one-to-one interaction with the students. So that is the best. It is called a tutorial system. So inclusive education, the better strategy is that one-to-one interaction, because mass classroom very difficult. Even here, 150 students are there. So very difficult. Even in South Asia like Malaysia or Maldives, any countries, the number of students are more there. But in inclusive education, strength should be very less. 20:1 or 30:1. So one-to-one support should be needed so that you can provide need-based education. Then collaborative teaming. Teamwork should be needed. Collaborative teamwork. Team teaching. That also you can do that. Group work like a project. Valuing difference of race, gender, ethnicity, disability, age or religion. Because in Europe and other countries they have institutional racism is there. That is the segregation of black color and white color. So that is also there. So that should be eliminated. How do you ensure that mutual respect is encouraged within your classroom? So this is the last point, is very important as a teacher, as a co-learner. Mutual respect should be needed. So in foreign countries, even though they are speaking about inclusive education, especially Australia, they are showing different attitude towards black people. Institutional racism is there based on the color. Even in university, how they are accommodated. Suppose you are a student there, you will be accommodated with African students. Why? Indian students are black color. They treated us black people. That's why they put into African students in hostel. So these are the situations there. So that's why mutual respect should be needed in the inclusive classroom. You not laugh at the disability of the student. Even some students also laugh at the disability. So don't laugh at, even some students will commit suicide. Suppose the fellow student or peer student always laugh at the student, what happened? He will commit the suicide. Okay. So that's why we have to don't do like that, laugh at or mock at or scoff at those students. Then how can we support the students through lesson planning? So these are the things you can check the point. First one, timing is important, timing. Because maybe 40 or 45 minutes. So within the time frame, you have to impart maximum competencies and skills for the learners or in inclusive setup. Variation of activities, lot of gallery of activities you can provide. Then type of activities like concrete and abstract. Reinforcement of key ideas. So sometimes you have to reinforce. What is reinforcement? To stress the point. You know about positive and negative reinforcement. So here means you have to stress the points. Extension work. So now usually what type of degree? You have only 3-year degree. Any internship is there? Degree program, BA, BSc, any internship, any volunteering. But next year always, all degree programs should be internship embedded degree program. You know that 4-year. It should be every semester, 2 months internship will be there and 2 months volunteering. Sometimes 6 months. Other countries, 6 months volunteering will be there. You have to link with some NGO, volunteering. It's a good thing. So you can deal with all types of people, any community. That is why the government introduced, what's that? Volunteering as well as internship embedded degree program. Even DLED and B.Ed internship is there, but the duration is very less. Okay. But when next year or after 2 years the duration become more, because so you will get more chance to interact with the students. Skill should be needed. Extension work is there. You have to do communicate with the society, do something with the society. Then recall your previous work. What are the works you have done? Then links to future work. Links to future. What work you will do that. Clear instructions. Clear instruction. When we were a PG student, what my professor will do, he will give the money to attend the conference. You go there and present the paper. So professor will give the book for reading, money for registration fees, TAD also sir will give. Sir give sometime 1,000 rupees, you go and present the papers like that. So nowadays there is a clear instruction and motivation from professors. Then, and especially disabled kids, you have to give the clear instruction. Okay, instruction should be clear. Then debriefing also. What is debriefing? Debriefing means what are the things you are teaching? You have to just debrief it. If instruction is okay, everything will be clear. Then will the content of the lesson engage all peoples from beginning? All students should be from first to last, should be included in the lesson plan. Then are you able to access specifically adapted equipment for some people? Sometimes you have to use some digital voice recorder, sometimes some AI devices. So that is also available online. Digital authoring tools. They are called digital authoring tools are there. If you go to UNESCO website, you can download digital author tools. Everything is free. Then any other alternative method. So you can use that. Then diversified differentiated work. So you have to teach differentiated learning. So that is the way of learning in inclusive education. Differentiated learning. What is differentiated learning? Each student different types of approach. So nowadays in 21st century it is called need-based education. What is need based? What is the need of the child? Then, then these are the teaching styles. What different teaching styles you have to use? Like you can use images more, photos, videos, podcasting, mind map also, mind map, echo map, even the diagrams, pictures, pictograms, filling clips, digital cameras, wall displays like that. Even when we are teaching English language, because I taught here in Kerala 15 years English language as assistant professor. So what we have seen in colleges, we have poetry will be there. So we will read the poetry, then we will play the song of that, then give some spelling mistakes or something else. Students will listen the song, then they will write the spelling. So such type of techniques you can use that. You just give the lyrics of the poem, lyrics of the song, some spaces you have to give. So students will listen, they feel the song. Okay. So some students with musical intelligence, so they will fill all the columns. So that should be a good type of activity. You can do that. Then auditory also, use of storytelling. Storytelling is the best method. Recently there is a conference in Columbia University. So Columbia University is the top university in America, but they are conducting a conference on storytelling. Storytelling means what's that? Telling stories. So I presented a talk on storytelling in Anganwadi schools in India. Because in Anganwadi school, what's that? One book is there. Have you seen that? Lot of stories are there. So I delivered a lecture on storytelling in Indian Anganwadi schools. So they appreciate that. Because storytelling is very important in classroom. Nowadays they are using reels also, reel to reel. Okay, reels are also good medium. Reel you can use that, Instagram reel, that is also, because in your DLED students, so diploma in elementary education, sometimes in Indonesia, even in Timor-Leste, they are using the reel, Instagram reel, for teaching the small kids in big smart classroom. Okay, not individual phone, but big classroom. So that is also because so they learn all the things. Even I have a small daughter, she is just 3 years. So we are showing some reel. So now her language development is more there comparing with my brother's daughter. Why? Because of, not always, but sometime we can use that. So storytelling is the best method, but we forgot that. But America, in most of the American schools, they are using the storytelling. Then talking also, continuous talking. One student is there, she never talk anything, very less. So that is another issue, very shy also. Then finally we called their parents. So father came, father also like that, not talking anything. So like that, talking is very important. So that should be done from preschool onwards. Early childhood care education, you have to do that. Because language development is more in preschool. Effective questioning. This is another thing. When comparing with foreign students, Asian students have less critical thinking because they are asking less questions. So what is the most important thing you have to cultivate? Asking questions, questioning attitude. That is the hallmark of creativity or critical thinking. Problem solving. That is another thing, problem. If any problem, we can solve that. Okay. Any issues, we can solve that. Problem solving is there. Because recently many students have lack of problem solving capacity. That is why 40 students are committing suicide, trying to commit suicide every minute. Why? Because of lack of problem solving skills. Any difficulties, we can feel that. For example, here conference is there. Then I didn't get the ticket from Goa to Kochi. How I came? General compartment, standing. You know about general situation. Train from Delhi, very difficult to travel. So all migrants are there because I am doing project in migrants. So I like migrants. So I have no problem. I enjoying even AC. I like general compartment. So I can talk with the migrants, where they are going, what are the situation. Then I came home. Then morning I came here. Okay. So very difficult. Early morning came, then took the train, then come here. So similarly, what's that? Whatever things we have to enjoy that. So problem solving is the most important thing. So lack of problem solving capacity. And special school children or see children with special needs. Now the government changed children with needs and care. C and CP. Children with need and care and protection. You know that recently government changed in according to some countries, children with need, care and protection. Children with special needs, you know, CWSA, now it was changed. Children with need, care and protection. That is the term which we are using. So, problem solving, how to do that? Any problem. Otherwise, mood disorder will be there, suicide maniac. Everything is because of lack of problem solving skills. So that can be rectified only through, even mentally retarded children is there. So when I giving for survey, one mentally retarded, that girl is almost 18 years. When I go there, she put like this, start beating. That is the problem. She is mentally retarded. But we just, because we need data, even though we are getting 2 or 3 beatings, still we need data. That's why we have to give problem solving skills. Even sexual harassment, that is more there in disabled kids. They will not tell. Okay. So you have to give clear idea about some rules and regulations, or even the gender equality or the sex education. Even they don't know. Even some students, you know, they don't know about their sexuality. They will open. Even one school is there, Lok Vishwa Pradishtan in South Goa. So we have a study on sexual power of these students. So a lot of information we got that, because they don't know how to do that. Okay. Then another one is that clear sequencing, music, singing, and even they don't know how to wear the dress, proper dress also. That also we have to teach them even from the early childhood onwards. Then kinesthetic, use movement. Even Para-Olympics, you know, Para-Olympics. So similarly, if possible, you can send some, not Olympics level, but some sports also you can send them for chess, like that. Role play also there, some street play you can do that, add facts, use the environment. So we send 2 students work in Kochi Binale is there. Kochi Binale, actually they are very deaf student, but she is a good painter. So we send their paintings to Binale, Kochi Binale. So she is very happy. Similarly, we can do that. So only through your inspiration will change the motive. Then another one, preparing materials. Are return material accessible to all? Because we have to check the readability, length, even the content, scaffolding also there, pictograms, pictures, word law, number lines, so everything you have to check that. Even you can use the appropriate ICT material. Then this is very important, use of support staff. So in inclusive education classroom, definitely we need a resource teacher or para-educator. Then sometimes the ICT staff also needed. So in Western countries, which are the support staff? Speech therapist also there. Speech therapist. It is compulsory. Speech therapist. Counselor also there. Counselor, because they have to tell many things. Then who else? Physiotherapist also there. Because some students, they possess some physical disabilities. So speech therapist, counselor, physiotherapist, then who else? Paraeducator also there. Paraeducator, language therapist or audiologist. Because in lower level they will speak very less. So audiologist is very important, or language therapist or linguist. Then we have the ICT technician. 6 or 7 people are there in the resource room. But some government or even Indian government or some states, they have no such difficulty for paying the salaries. But Dhirubhai Ambani school is there in Mumbai. Even Doon school is there in Dehradun. They have all the facilities. They have the speech therapist, doctor, because they are businessmen, so they can pay the salary. So even the classroom also disabled friendly with attached disabled toilet, ramp lift. Even for the college also, this one is very top floor. Okay, if any disabled kids want to attend the lecture, how he will come? Very difficult. Okay, so ramp, lift, they will construct. I think similarly, many accessibilities we have to provide. External accessibilities we have to provide for the betterment of the students. Then we have, does their use allow all peoples to be equally included in the classroom activities? So suppose you are giving an activity, everyone should be engaged. So that's why the classroom should be, what's that? Activity engaged classroom. If you are using support staff or withdrawal, how do you know the peoples are gaining from this? So role of resource teacher, key teacher or paraeducator is compulsory. If you are using withdrawal, how are the groups organized? So sometimes you are withdrawing the resource teacher, so sometimes it affects the group. So maximum you have to create a small groups, 5 or 6. Then classroom organization. So where a deaf child will sit usually in an inclusive classroom, what is the nature of the deaf child? He always kneel like that. Then even the students with eye problem, what's that? Scratching sometimes like that. You know that. Attention deficit disorder, he never sits. Everywhere he is moving. Very difficult to control. So you have to identify the difficulties and pay more attention in seating arrangement. Okay. And whenever you are giving any activity, you can collaborate with elbow partner. Elbow partner means one who sits nearby. If a blind student or blind, you can sit with another normal kid. He will help. So we have Salman is there. I usually give Nasif is there, Nasif. So Nasif is always with Salman. Then in BA class, then after they going for MA in Sri Shankaracharya University, Nasif also there with Salman. They cleared NET also all together. Okay, now Salman is finished PhD. So like that, everything we have to plan like that. So some become strong collaborators. So they will do like that. Then another thing is that, so deaf children should be friend, blind, person with the difficulty should be, even with the mischievous like attention deficit disorders, obsessive compulsion disorder, that should be always friend also. Give them some activity, like for example bringing tea, so they will serve. Okay, they are very active. Then mobility impairments, circulation space, table height, everything should be according to their need. Even the putting the bag. Okay, so disabled friendly chairs, tables, classroom should be disabled friendly with digital assisted devices. Hearing impairments, sideline for lip reading, interpreter to glare also. Sometimes interpreter is there, voice reader is there, magnetic reader is there. So everything we have to provide in classroom. Sight also if you can reach. Then challenging behavior. Then short attention span, that is also there. Then learning difficulties, next to peer supporter. Any person with dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, anyone, always next to peer supporter. Then short attention span, distraction free zone. One student is there, Gargi Mandale. She wrote only one exam. So she is always in a panic attack situation, panic attack. In a group, she never write the exam. So she wrote only one university exam, skipped 3 exams. So now what her suggestion? To write the exam like this. Nobody was there. All students are there. She sat in front of a wall, write the exam. What is her problem? She never liked crowd. Okay. In teaching and other thing, no issues. But the exam time, her attention is always changing. Attention is always changing. Very less attention. 1 minute. Then I studied her. She is now just 6 months. Then I studied her. She is always using digital devices. Her watch is there, digital. Because she is very far away from my place. So I check her Facebook account, Instagram post, WhatsApp status. Slowly I understand that she is always in this digital world. Always post the pictures of digital devices, watches, makeup. Then ultimately what happens? The panic arrest. She is not able to sit for 2 hours or 3 hours for exam. Very difficult. So now what we are doing? She sat in front of a wall, then write the exam, nobody is there. Okay, that is the way we solve that. Okay, now she finished, wrote 3 exams. So these are the problems. So it is very difficult. Every time she is texting, calling, office people are telling she is a nuisance. Then office people call me, sir, why you are taking care of that girl? She is very nuisance, kid her. But their parents are always very interested. She is the only daughter. Slowly we can change that. Okay. Otherwise, these are the problems students are facing. She is 27 years old. 27. Okay. All have, not only the small kids, all people are facing similar issues, irrespective of age. That is why the UNESCO definition, all are included, irrespective of disabilities, ages and nature. So maximum you have to put them in distraction free zone. They are now distraction free zone, friend. Okay. Then the last one, what's that? They are in the distraction zone. Okay. Sometimes they are talking about how many vadas they are taken, 2 or 3 like that. I overheard that. Okay. Next one, what seating plans are you using and why? So this is the most important technique. So if seating arrangement should be needed. Otherwise, if it's not possible, you can do the rotation. Rotation we can do that. Okay. Usually in every school rotation is there, but better to do that. Then while seating plans make use of peer support, and how? Peer support is needed. Elbow partner support or peer support. Then how will you deal with unexpected incidents? So when we are teaching in school level, one boy is there, Paul. Paul, that is a boy. He is very mischievous. When a student raised for asking question, he put the compass here. He smoke also. I am class teacher, 7th standard. He smoke also. That time BD is there, BD. Kacha BD, you know? Still there, okay. They are very happy. So, he usually smokes in interval time, especially Friday. Then bring the compass also. Very difficult. Slowly, we have to give some activities, work, slowly changes. Now he is engineer in Saudi Arabia. Good fellow, high respect, and he has a sister also. He went there, then even the entire money he got spent for the sister's marriage. So now all are talking about Paul, how drastic change. Slowly we can change that. So what I did, he smoked this one, you know, Kaja. What I have given those time one leaf is available. That I have given. You smoke that leaf. So he abandoned that kaja bidi. One leaf is there, I don't know, like that. Okay. Slowly he changed that habit. So every year when he come from Saudi Arabia, he used to come like. So slowly we can change like that. Then another one, evacuation also you can do that. Sometimes some students are very difficult. Fainting or fits. Sometimes faint will be there, like epilepsy like that. Some students have epilepsy is there. Then psychotic incident like suicide mentality is there. One student is there, Abhilash. After writing exam, he ran away with answer sheets, university answer sheet. In between exam, after 1 hour, he ran with answer sheet in the town. All teachers are running away. These are some of the tendencies. Very difficult. His nature is like that. So usually what happened, we allow him to write the exam in a closed room. Otherwise he ran the exam sheet. So these are the problems. We cannot imagine students like that. Now he is a driver, okay, because he is always interested in running. So now he is changed into a driver, okay. So psychotic incidents will be there. Have you met any psychotic incidents in your classroom? That girl, you know, this one, Shilpa, which I told, she is a suicide mentality. Her problem is that she is also from broken family. She is also drunkard. In Kochi, you know, the girls also take. So long back, she is also take drinks. And after hangover, she comes to classroom. So very difficult. Slowly we change. Now she is a teacher. So everything is possible. Then arguments. Arguments are there. Sometimes they create arguments. Incontinence is there. Incontinence. That is also there with the students. Some students will come with drugs also there. Drug. That is also slowly we are changing, dealing with drug abusers. Recently in Thrissur, I think one with gun came. Usually in America they are come with guns. Okay. But some medical emergencies, anytime the medical emergencies will come. So whenever you run inclusive education classroom, you tie up with an ambulance service also, because anytime medical emergencies will come. So you tie up with nearby hospitals or ambulance service. Then these are how will you organize group peoples in lessons, like friendship grouping. Because in classroom, which are the 3 types of students we can see, classroom 3 types of students. Star is there, star. Who is star? Star means what's that? Active, popular. Okay. Click is there. Click, what's that? Together like that. They are together, you are together always. So similarly, click will be there. Then isolate also there. Some are isolate, sitting alone. So we have to utilize friendship grouping, that is better. So they will do the thing more better. Even suppose you are doing a project, you put the friends group together. Okay, so they will perform better. Sometimes they will destroy also. Okay. Then mixed gender. Mixed gender is good. Even in camps with boy or girl, they are very happy. Even lovers are there, we can put together. In college also, they are more happy. They will do more work. So mixed gender is always good. That will also, because now gender equality, so all are equal. Okay, then same gender grouping. Then another one is that mixed ability also there. Mixed ability, same ability grouping. Specific pairs for people working together, because some students, they are good at ICT or computer, so we can sit together, those students. Stronger reader, weaker reader, like that, you can do that. Strong reader and weak reader. In school level we are practicing like that. Then disabled and disabled, non-disabled students, like Salman and Nasif like that. Salman has blind, but Nasif was normal. Like that we can do that. Then how do you decide which grouping to use for what? So you have to decide which group is effective for different purpose. Even here in conference comparing one group is there. I think they are here. So they are also here. Similarly for foods are providing food, one group is there. So similarly we can do some things. So they are very happy. Then how will you deal with unexpected incidents? So you should be as a good trainer. You should know about how to use the first aid, because sometimes the small school, elementary school, they are using the pencil or pen. It is there. So you should, are you aware of the system of dealing with unexpected incidents? Like what the boy carrying the lighter, cigarette, even gun also they are coming. Anything. Now the students are, different mood. So they will bring anything. Even when I taught in Toduvuda, they bring what? They bring knife, because they are from coastal nearby market area. What they bring usually? Knife they are bringing. If you ask any question, they are bringing knife. So very difficult like that. Then, so we should be very careful about all those things, feigning, that already we discussed. Then, how will you ensure that all peoples feel equally valued in their experience? Allocation of teacher and support staff is there. Being listened or paid attention. Being respected, mutual respect is needed. Achieving will be there. Some students, what happened? They have a special attention towards para-educator. They don't like the general educator. That sometimes feel. Then interacting with their peers, peer interaction, interpersonal, intrapersonal relationship is needed. Being free of harassment. There is no harassment in the classroom. Teacher should not harass, even physically or mentally, any child. Because now, because of we are constantly using mobile and internet, so if any harass, we have no patience. We will die. Attack. Even that gun case, the teacher caught the cap 2 years back, but still he remember in his subconscious memory. That is why he came with grudge. Similarly, if you harass anyone in subconscious memory, that thing is there. One day that student will come and attack you. Okay, especially disabled kids. Okay, even in my university, one teacher was there. So that professor harassed. We are doing PhD long back. So that girl, she became mentally retarded after harassing. 7 years did the PhD, didn't get PhD, harassed. So every week she comes with dagger. So that teacher is sitting inside, closing the doors. That is also there, similar situation. So that's why interacting with the peers, being free of harassment. Don't harass anyone. Even for we are peer teacher also. Mutual respect should be needed. Then these are some of the, about Salamanca Declaration about Inclusive Education. So this is the 1994 statement where we have taken the Salamanca statement. Recently we have a program in Morocco in 2020, 19, before the COVID. That is also we have taken the discussions. I also went for 3 times for the UNESCO things. Then we have the education for all also. Then we have the Millennium Development Goals, that is till 2015. Now we are focusing on Sustainable Development Goals in 2030. Then United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Then now the government is thinking about reducing. Now PWD, person with disabilities, they have concession is there. Concession in job. Now the central government is removing that. We are speaking about inclusion, then why they need concession? So the government is thinking about removing person with disabilities. And even Indira Gandhi scholarship scheme is there. If you feel any person nearby, Indira Gandhi scholarship scheme is there. That according to that scheme, the person with disabilities above 80%, they are getting 10,000 rupees per month. So you just inform Indira Gandhi scholarship scheme for 80%. 80% disability. Okay. Doctor certificate is needed. Okay. Some doctors they will give certificate for result and other thing, 100% result. So now no extra time also. Even the Kerala government first time introduced all student return exam in computer, inclusive setup. So now there is no time for extra minute. Otherwise scribe will be there, scribe. Now we are using digital technologies. So inclusive schools means what's that? Belonging, nurturing, educating all students regardless of their difference in ability, culture, gender, language, class and ethnicity. Even transgenders are also there, transgenders. Then these are the strong cases of inclusive education. Even the human rights, even everywhere you can see that the war is going on, lot of refugees will be there. Okay, and some refugees from other countries, even many are moving from one country to another. Many organizations they are doing for education, that is also comes under inclusive education. Social mobility is there, social mobility. Social cohesion is there, diverse society. Self-worth and motivation, economic rationale, learning outcome and dropout. So in India, 1.5% inclusive education school started. So that is only when we think about all level, 21% inclusive education just started in India. Actually the term was started in 1950s, but till now only 21%, because all are speaking about inclusive education, but practically it is very difficult. Lot of money is needed for implementation of all these things. Even the management, they are not interested. They will tell, we don't take that student because it's difficult. If we take a blind, it is very difficult. Then, so if you such cases are there, you can complain the Child Rights Commission. Then these are some of the traditional view about education long back. Now it was changed. Then these are some of the gaps which we are facing for implementing inclusive education. There have been minimal implementation on ground despite the major policy shift towards an inclusive pedagogic discourse. Everywhere we are telling, but few countries, even in Africa, they started well. Even in Cameroon, where we link with, they have a course on inclusive education, BU University. Then model of inclusive education with reference to the role of all levels of system support continues to reflect the influence of special needs education. The road from formal policy documents to actual practice. Even hospitality industry. So that girl from Cameroon, she is dwarfism. You know about dwarfism? She is the in the front office management. So who is dealing the front office management? That girl, dwarf. She is big head is there. Only this much is there. So she is sitting in the chair, then dealing with the customers. In Agarga hospitality industry, or it's a hotel and restaurant, she is that. So like that, any hotel industries can do that as a receptionist, okay, as a front office management. So even customers are also happy. They have no difficulty. There is no quarrel. Okay, so that you can do that. Even in like PRO, public relations officer. So there is no quarrel is there. So similarly we can do that. So then a road from formal policy documents to actual practice is rarely straight one, as it's seldom free of inconsistencies and contradictions. Even in film also the actresses are with disability. Even in Cameroon they have a, what I said, fashion show is there in that city, Yaoundé. There also they are using the, all people are there. Then even transgender fashion show is there, Chennai. Every year they have transgender fashion show is there. That is also part of inclusive education. Then changing teachers' attitude and belief. So what is the role of co-learners? You have to change your beliefs. Would you like to talk with transgender? Sometimes you are afraid. You are afraid. When I go to railway station, all transgenders comes to my side. Because we have a project there. Then my wife is calling, why you talk with these people like that? Sometimes they don't know. We have a project on prostitutes there for National Health Mission. So when we go in Ernakulam, all prostitutes are there. So we will say, hello, how are you? Then wife is calling, why you talk with them? Because we have a project there. So similarly, all are part and parcel of what? Inclusive education. All are people. So what we have to do that? We have to change. She is a mathematics teacher, but no change in behavior. So what we have, attitude is important. Attitude is important. Then, informed by your experiences and by their training. So only through training we can change. Empowerment, difficulties in learning. So to learn is to change. So learning takes place in unthreatened atmosphere. So what you have to do is that you have to change your attitude and behavior. Then everything is okay. Then self-efficacy, not mark, not grade. The social service or the community building. So what are the roles? Can you share your roles as a teacher? Have you done any social extension activities as part of NSS, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, NCC, like that? Any activities? Okay, so you can do many activities for these people. Wherever you do, you can include the person with disabilities. Then we are focusing on, everywhere we are focusing on inclusive pedagogy. What's that? The development of rich learning community characterized by learning opportunities that are sufficiently made available for everyone, so that all learners are able to participate in classroom life. All are engaged, leaving no one. All are included. Inclusion in diversity we are saying. Then, these are the some of the salient features of inclusive pedagogy. Attentive to individual differences. We are always speaking, we are always addressing individual differences or individual disabilities. Avoid limiting expectation of both teacher and learners. Not separate. Specialist pedagogy, not about choice of strategy, but in use. Action is important, or use. Differentiation in content, process and products. Then these are some of the, how can we strengthen the skills of the teachers or co-learners. So first one is that cooperation and collaboration. There should be a we feeling. If 20 teachers are there, 25 teachers are there, all are we feeling. There is no ego. All are equal. Innovation is there. Innovative learning. Creativity. Divergent thinking. Nurturing. We have to nurture. Communities of inquiry, action, research, reflection, open to educational change. So the last one is important, open to educational change. Because what is the ultimate aim of education? To learn is to change. So we are open for educational change. Changing of attitude, mannerism, behaviorism, everything we have to change. Then in inclusive education, we have to follow a balancing pedagogy, which means having motivation, then increasing the competencies and skills of the learners. Then these are some of the aspects of student-centered learning. We are speaking about pedagogy-centric approach, differentiation of learning task, creating options within activities, consulting with learners on how to help, scaffolding, as you said, SDL, self-directed learning, providing additional support and scaffold. For example, if an inclusive student is there, student with difficulties, disabilities, but he is good at English, oratory or extemporary speech, so we can send for some spelling bee competition or international language Olympiad in Jakarta, or even a student who was good at chemistry or physics or mathematics, so we can send them for exhibition, regional mathematics Olympiad, chemistry international Olympiad, like that we can do that. Collaboration among learners, that is happening only through collaboration. Then what type of assessment we can do? Formative. Every step we have to follow continuous and comprehensive assessment. With observation report, we have to show the report. Feedback, evaluation should be needed. Then contextualizing inclusiveness. Which are the context we can do that? First one, policy change. So the government should change the policy. So I think in new education policy they have changed more inclusivity in education, because the government is saying socially disadvantaged group more. That is always mentioning 22 times, socially and economically disadvantaged sections of people in the classroom, because ultimate aim is to increase the gross enrollment ratio. So why we are focusing on more on inclusive education? We can increase gross enrollment ratio. So 20-30, 100% in secondary education. Then what about 20, 35, 50% in higher education? Now gross enrollment ratio is 27.4% in higher education. So through inclusive education we can curtail the number of dropout rates, learning crises. More students will be joined either online, even the conference will be in online also. So similarly hybrid. Okay, so we can increase the gross employable ratio as well as gross enrollment ratio through inclusive education, curtailing the dropout rates. Then inflexible curriculum, that is another thing, but we have to make it flexible curriculum. Now you can do the B.Ed via IGNOU also. Now you are spending 2 years here. You can do the B.Ed via IGNOU or one national central university is there, Zakir Hussain National University, where you can do online also, IGNOU. That is recognized by UGC. Even DLED course also you can do through NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling. You can do in home. Okay. No, not do now. Okay, you already taken admission. So like that, why they are giving like that? Everything is for what purpose? For increasing gross enrollment ratio or promoting inclusive education. Then language. Language is a problem because in India, in every state, in Kerala we are using Malayalam, in Goa we are using Marathi and Konkani. Then, so language is a problem. That's why the NEP is focusing on mother tongue based education or multilingual education. Lack of resources. Even we are speaking about resource room, infrastructure, but resources are very less. Class size. So what about the class size? Indian classroom, how many students will be there? In B.Ed, 100 are there. Optionally, it is different. In, when I went Nepal, 600 students in conference. How can we give lecture? 600, very difficult. But that in Africa also, more students will be there. But in other countries, the number of students are 30 is to 1, 40 is to 20 is to like that. So there is a ratio we have to follow. Otherwise, very difficult to find out different types of learners in the classroom. Class size is the problem, mass classroom. Then school-based support teams. We need a support team, supporting staff, audio linguistics, speech therapist, physiotherapist. So everyone is needed, language therapist, so we can do that. Then improving effectiveness. First one, recognizing principles of change. So faculties, teachers, co-learners, they have to attend several programs like workshop, resource courses, even faculty development programs, conferences, induction training. So similarly, what's that? They change. So they adapt the change. Then principles of continuous and professional development. Then professional learning communities. Even in your college also you can start a small wing. Student support centers. Student support centers, SPC. So through that you can solve the issues. So these are some of the things we can do that for improving the effectiveness of co-learners. So these are the educational change which happen in higher order thinking level. First one, dealing with resistance. Lot of resistance, difficulties, hampering will be there. So we have to solve that. Requires learning. Every activity is a learning. To learn is to change. Then challenging beliefs, need for ownership, then cannot be imposed anything, complex or linear process. So that's why we have to follow these things. So according to the Spambo, the change happens by degree, not decrease. So we cannot impose anything. To learn is to change, or we can say that learning never takes place in unthreatened atmosphere. Another one, then school leadership. So we need a good visionary or a good leader so that we can solve the issues. Then create condition to support collaboration. If more students are there, African students, they are come without bath, nothing is there, like Chinese students. Chinese students will bath only last day. Okay, so very difficult. Even they come without brushing also. Higher level students are there. So when we go for teaching there in China, I have to take care of 3 students. So they are come without bathing, even no brushing also, very difficult. Even the same dress also they are wearing 1 week. Okay, so these are some of the problems, everywhere is there. So we have to solve that issues. Then these are some of the effective continuous professional development programs you can organize, like this which the colleges are organizing. So through the professional learning network or centers, you can do development of culture of collaboration and inquiry. You can tie up with other colleges. Broad impact on motivation and self-efficacy. Teacher-led based on real needs. Recognize complexity of change. Then being in expertise. So after the 2 years training, DLED or B.Ed, so you should be an expert in inclusive education. So that besides listening, you have to practice. At least 2 or 3 things you can do that. Then, so these are the conclusions, because I want to give some time for asking questions. So creating inclusive schools requires broad range of initiatives. So in Asia or in India, we have lot of difficulties where there. So the first thing is that we have to change our disposition or beliefs, because we have lot of prejudice, lot of disposition, predicament, so that we have to change. First we have to change, okay. Second one, leadership. What is leadership? We should be a good leader. You have to take the decisions. Praxis. profound knowledge is there. In UN's 21st century skills, what we need? Profound knowledge about the subject. Action research. What is action research? Action research means what's that? When we are teaching one college, Vimal or Vinayak, I forgot the name, that boy always come 10:30 classroom every day. Then when I do an action research, he woke up at 3:30 a.m. Then distribute the newspapers, 400 newspapers in Edapalli, Kakanad area. Then selling milk also. They have 2 cows. Then he will sell the milk also in nearby Edapalli, Kakanad. After that that's why he was late. So we did an action research. All teachers are scolding, but he is very shy. When I interact with him, then I visited early morning also Ernakulam. That time he is selling newspapers. Then we have a good affection. He cleared PSC test also. LD clerk. I have given one book to him because we have a soft corner like that. He is doing work. So I have given one book. Then he cleared the LD clerk. He got a clerk post there in village office. So he is very happy. He has no disabilities, but the problem is that he is late comer. So all are considered he is a bad student. He is always late. Because of his family issues, he will be late. So what we have to do that? We have to do a simple action research in inclusive classroom. Try to find out why the child is like that. Even we have one girl is there medicine, another girl is teacher educator. Elder girl has Klinefelter syndrome. Klinefelter. Another girl is obsessive compulsive disorder. Why it happens? Because their mother died early age in an accident. The car collided, immediately mother died. Only the kids and father escaped. So that mental tension is there. That's why they got this type of. So you have to check the brief history of the family or the students. That is why Western countries, they are keeping a file. Like jail, one file is there. Similarly, every student, they have a file. So when you transfer from one school to another, the school principal will hand over brief biography of the student. Everything will be mentioned there. Even the doctor comments, tablets, everything. What are the diseases, behavior. So that type of file we have to keep. That is better. But teachers have no time to keep. That is why in Japan time 8 to 8. Because every day they have to mark the behavior. Here nothing is there. We just go there, come back, no file. Even they don't know the name of the students also. In our college, many teachers don't know the name of the students. I know all the name. Okay. Because one day I will learn. First day I will learn all the names. Then we know, because one day what happened, one girl wrote the exam. He left the college, not reached home. Till 12, she is not there. Very difficult. Her name is Poonam, so very difficult. So only some people know the name. So we have to know the name of the students first. That is why emotional attachment will be needed. Then create the collaborative school culture. You can collaborate with nearby school. Here St. Joseph Arts and Science is there. CBSE school is there. So you can do the collaborative effort. Then integration of 21st century skills. Now in 2024 you have to prepare lesson plan based on national curriculum framework, where you have to integrate 21st century skills with competency based lesson plan. So you have to build, what's that, 21st century skills, collaborative skills, then leadership skills, interpersonal communication, everything you have to intercultural. Competency based on outcome based teaching. What is outcome? Suppose you are a teacher in BTech, electrical engineering, 40 students are there, 40 students should repair the fan. Okay, so that is why outcome based. If 200 students are here, 200 students will teach good teachers. Any interview they will perform well. In Goa, we have also D.Ed courses there. We have 30 students. So what happened? In interview board they asked what is inclusive education. That girl learned inclusive education 2 years. She don't know what to tell. So there is no outcome is there. So what we need, outcome based education is very important in inclusive education pedagogy. Okay. So I hope then these are some of the reference which I have. Even if you go through the net, inclusive education in 21st century, you will get a book where I also wrote that. So you can read that inclusive education. What is the current status in India and world? Okay, I will share to Mark. Okay, so I think 4th semester you have a paper is there. So that book is very useful for you. No need to buy any book. Okay, it is a 354 page book. Everything is mentioned in your syllabus. You can read that. Even for exam purpose, it is quite good. Okay. Even for DLED students also, you have to practice all these things. Okay. Rather than listening, because you are facing all these students. Students are like your kids. You have to treat it as your kids. Then, if you have any questions, you can ask. Any doubts, you can share here. Email ID is there, you can ask anytime. I will respond immediately. Any book, any material, even for any job also teaching outside Kerala schools. I will share. We have many schools are there. So if you are interested, you can go there and teach. Okay. Okay, thank you once again for your patient listening. Okay, thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. I think today's class was very informative and he expressed all his ideas and findings on his topic, right? So now if you have any doubt or questions, you may ask him. Anyone? Okay. So now we can conclude the ceremony. For vote of thanks, I invite Ms. Nima MU of Physical Science option to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitary on the dais, teachers, non-teaching staff, and my dear friends. Good morning, everyone. I stand before you to propose vote of thanks for this wonderful session on integrating co-learners in inclusive classroom presented by Mr. Sanjay TS. I would like to extend my thanks to Almighty for the success of the session. Next, I want to express appreciation to our resource person, Mr. Sanjay TS, HOD of Dr. Dada Vaidya College of Education, Goa, who dedicated his valuable time to share insight of this topic. Thank you, sir. Next, I extend my gratitude to both the teaching and non-teaching staff whose hard work for this program is truly appreciated. Finally, I would like to extend my thanks to this wonderful audience whose patient and active support have been instrumental to the success of this session. Thank you once more.
So we are winding up today's session. Now we will be having the lunch break from 1 to 1:30 and we will commence the valedictory ceremony after 1:30. Thank you.